Okay, so fifth graders, your homework tonight is a lot like what we were doing in class today. Natasha is a 12-year-old girl who runs an average of 6 yards per second, and Derek is an 8-year-old who runs at about 5 yards per second. Natasha challenged Derek to an 80-yard race and told him that she would win even if he had a 10-yard head start. So Natasha starts at 0, Derek starts at 10. Let's just fill in Natasha's side of the chart because she's going to run an average of 6 yards per second. So in 1 second she'll run 6, and we'll keep going up by 6s. 6, 12, 18, 24, 54. Looks like we skipped to a 9 here. And then times 10 would be 60. 6 times 11, 66. 6 times 12 is 72. And 6 times 13 is 80. And over here we've got Derek, and he runs 5 yards per second. He started out at 10, so 10 and another 5 is going to be 15, 20, and then 25, 30. And here's where he skipped up to 9. So we've got 55, and then another 5 would make it 60. And then we're going in order again, 65, 70, and then 75 down here. We're ready to plot some points. Okay, so here we go with plotting some of these points. Let's do Natasha first, and I'm going to just go with my black, but I'll switch colors when I get to Derek. So Natasha starts out at 0 right here, and then she goes up to 6 at 1 minute, or 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, we're counting by ones. So at 1 second, she's going to be up to 6, and at 2 seconds, she's going to be at 12. At 3 seconds, she's going to be at 18. At 4 seconds, she's going to be at 24. And then we skip all the way to 9 seconds. At 9 seconds, she's going to be up to 54. Oops, I lost it. Hang on. So at 9 seconds, she was at 54, and then at 10 seconds, she's all the way up to 60. At 11 seconds, she's at 66. 12 seconds, she's up to 72. And 13 seconds, she's up to 80, the top of our graph, and we can connect our points now. Alright, I'm going to switch colors now. That was Natasha. And for Derek, he started out at 10, so we start up here to begin with. And then he moved to 15, and then he was at 20, and then 25, and then 30, and then we skip over to 9. At 9 seconds, he was at 55. And at 10 seconds he was at 60. And at 11 seconds he was at 66. Or I'm sorry, he was at 65, just under. It's right on that line. And then at 12 seconds he was at 70. And then at 13 seconds he was at 75. Alright, very close. Connect your dots. Alright, using the table to write the rules for the distance covered by Natasha and Derek. Natasha's rule could go something like this. If you multiply by 6 each time, multiply her number of seconds by 6. And Derek's rule, or we could even do a little 6 times t for time, I suppose, if we wanted to do a formula. And for Derek, we could say multiply by 5. Or we could do a formula for him, 5 times time, or whatever variable letter we wanted to use in there. but then we also needed to add 10. So multiply by 5 and add, I forgot that part before, and add the extra 10 yards that she gave him. Okay. Graph the results of the race between Natasha and Derek on the grid above. We did that. I did not label each line, so we could do a little symbol. That black line equals Natasha. And my blue line, if I can find my blue marker, that one equaled Derek. Okay. Who wins the race? Looks like Natasha won. What is the winning time? Let's see. An 80-yard race. Winning time was 13 seconds. And at what time in the race did Natasha take the lead? And that was right here, right after 10 seconds. All right. Thanks for working with me today.